human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Put an end to you!
I'm sure Albert would like to know he's been accepted by the Wet Boot Boys.
Damn it! Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir.
Good evening, Mr.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Tell me about the doctors who...
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but...
What do you mean? Tell me about yourself.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed.
I was more curious about what you were doing.
I'm a carpenter. And a good one.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy. I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening.
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts.
I suppose that this pain is the reason.
Yes.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Mr.
I'm okay.
How painful
It's so painful, I'd rather not.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in circumstances...
I'm sure you realize a doctor and...
Not really.
I see. Then...
Yes, maybe.
How painful is your throat?
So painful, I'd rather not talk.
I'll let you get some rest.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of...
What do you think of your reception here?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not
Goodbye, Mrs.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I will give the benefit of the doubt.
Surely I can endure
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Hiding your true appetites behind a facade of compassion. Bravo. Very clever indeed.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, permanently. You will not be bothered anymore by the woman.
And who was this woman?
If you must know, she worked under my employ as Nurse Crane. But I'll wager that's not what will be written on her gravestone.
You killed her. Is that what you consider discretion and diplomacy, Dr. Reed?
I did what I thought was best, and acted accordingly.
You will learn that trust is a rare and precious commodity in the Immortals world, my young doctor. And your actions have not induced me to offer you my support.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
And no one suspected you of the murders.
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well, but I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
What type of vampire is a skull?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then.
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Skulls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential.
I'd like to avoid.
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires, but all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man...
I bid you farewell, for now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient. Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it. Evening, Edgar.
Could I please speak? But I have...
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here, but it is spreading, and quickly.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. think about the possibilities.
And why not? What did Stoker say about the Children of the Night? Well, using my blood, I could create a whole army of vampires.
Surely you're joking.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you.
No, thank you, Jonathan.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your...
My sister.
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us.
Hey, Doc.
How is your hospital?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff.
What's wrong?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place...
But you're alive thanks to the F...
What are you expecting, a medal?
What's wrong?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton.
I see.
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crook.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
It's only a matter of time before the film.
Just a dozen years or so.
I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
He's mine! I'll take it!
Big spotted! Watch out, boys! He's done for! Watch him! He's the killer! He's dead!
back in the... There's safer places to be than here. Sir, step away! It's an inch from the head! Bastard! Fucking fast!
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength. Are you all right, miss?
I don't know.
They've lost their minds in the epidemic.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Shaoshun. Thank you so much for helping.
Carnage. This man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail. I can't believe I'm doing this. Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
I wish the tears would come. But I'm empty. And I feel a hypocrite.
Let your pain run free, Jonathan. Don't smother it. What you feel is your humanity. Don't be so quick to lose it.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How is it possible? Tell me. Is it so easy to take a life every night and then just smile and nod at those you spared?
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You've felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
I'm not a religious man. You should know that.
This is not about you forgiving yourself. This is for her. This is you telling Mary how sorry you are.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel. This man stunned me with his faith, his crucifix. This is not good news.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
I've no need for a kind ear. Only
There are no secrets from God, my son.
have words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest, as you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
She died because of me. How do you think I feel?
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What words would you like to say to your poor sister?
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
There. I confessed to that vicar. Do I feel better? Only time will tell.
fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me. Made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
You selected me. Chose me.
As shall my children yet to come.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Good evening, sir.
So it is true.
Do we know?
Actually, yes. We met once.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember.
He was also very confident about your future.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
The patients are not fools. They know we are overwhelmed by this horrifying epidemic.
It's locked.
Sorry.
Sometimes you act like a real jerk, you know that?
Come on, Ozzy, don't be like that.
What? Like what? Like someone who felt betrayed by the man he loves? Did you ever even try to find me? Rescue me?
You know, it's not like that. I wanted to. I was so afraid to leave the hospital, not to be seen with you.
Look, we survived this shit together. That's all that matters. I know you did your best. Fuck the war, right? And fuck them all.
Fuck the war. Fuck them all.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher.
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to...
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear?
No, I really...
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted...
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested.
Perhaps you were trapped or locked in somewhere as
Are you joking? I grew up on a...
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing.
I admire your honesty.
Courage is what we...
Have you always been?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said.
Do you need medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful...
will see. Goodbye. Good evening, sir.
Dr. Reed. So,
And you?
Newton Blight.
How do you feel about Oswald?
I love him.
What frightens you so much?
If people find out.
Maybe a time will come when you'll not have to
I know, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye. Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Doc.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight.
Hey, Doc.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr.
This place is full of sick.
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of...
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm...
Do you ever think about that poor...
The wound he gave me will make sure...
What did he want?
I recently had to kill his brother.
You're a monster, Mr. Cox.
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet.
I'll leave you.
I've never seen so many people dying at the same time.
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
Good evening, sir.
It's locked, all right.
Be sure we're making a difference.
Good evening.
Reed, yes, I've been informed about...
Does my arrival in...
Let us just say that I don't particularly...
Do you need my assistance?
Not at all. I'm sure that you are used to get...
I don't know what you've heard about me.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive.
And what exactly is that?
I served in the war just like you.
Be careful what you insinuate.
I only want you to admit you used those...
This is ridiculous. My blood
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you.
Thank you. Good evening, Doctor.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea.
Thank you.
I am Thoreau Strickland. Dr. Thoreau.
Do you need my medical...
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am...
Goodbye.
It's locked.
I will not let you down, my...
This hospital seems to be falling apart.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Miss...
I'm okay.
Do you need any help? I will see you later. I have to go now.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening,
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing.
And you have my gratitude.
I have to go now, sir.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
As for me, what a pillar.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the God.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
Are you worried about the situation or your reputation? Now is not the time to think of oneself.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her
Very well.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress...
You need to know you can trust...
I do, dear.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Do you really believe they would come for us here? In such a public venue?
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here...
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.